Hello. Welcome, everyone. I'm just getting set up. How's everybody tonight? How's everybody doing on this Tuesday? I'll play some temple music. So where's everybody joining from tonight? Let's do a clearing. Tonight we're doing Valentine's Day love bundles, and we're going to talk about healing toxic relationships and patterns of suffering. Volume is up. You ready? How you doing, Sandra? Ready to clear some stuff. Clearing all that stuff out. That last this full moon that we're just kind of coming out of. It was a powerful one. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff happen. Oh, you're fabulous. Oh, good. I like hearing that. I've got your bundle already here. We're gonna do love bundles and talk about patterns of suffering and how do we clear those ancestral patterns that were inherited. So a lot of times when we look at our relationships and our families, if we look at our parents, we're going to see our own patterns and what happens to us when we get into relationships and what we're here to heal within our lineages when it comes to patterns, and specifically patterns of suffering. And so tonight we're going to look at some of those things and clear some of those patterns. And this month is our month to do it before spring comes and we go through spring cleaning. Hello, Blissful Oracle. How are you today? Your packet or your bundle is in the mail. I mailed out today. So I'm excited for you to get that. So where's everybody joining in from today? This is Tuesday night. You're feeling so good? Oh, good. Everybody's in a good mood today. That's good. Key West. Oh, that's beautiful. I actually haven't made it down to Florida yet, but I really want to go there. Oh, Minnesota. Minnesota's like the way opposite. San Antonio. Wow, San Antonio, Texas. There's a lot of people in Texas. The more I connect to everybody, where everybody is, it's like a lot of you live in Texas, in different parts of Texas. So Texas has a lot of healers. Cold Colorado. Yeah, me too. Florida would be nice right now. I know, right? All of us in the winter states are kind of wanting to go down to Florida. So I'm just cleaning our space out here today before we do our bundles and talk about healing relationships, and just kind of have a calm night. I think I'll probably be in for about an hour. So Hello. Welcome in. Like I was saying yesterday, I'm just kind of getting used to lives and stuff, so you guys have to help me. This is like totally different for me, and Spirit has been trying to get me on TikTok and YouTube and all that for many years, and I've kind of not really had the encouragement to do it. That like hard work. But I think it's like stamina. I heard Texas. Texas. Oh, thank you, Sandra. I miss you guys. I miss we were doing the new moons and full moons at the bookstore, and I really miss that. I hope I can find another space and the weather gets better. I'll be in Sedona for March and April, and so that'll be good. But I love meeting people in person and doing ceremony and teachings. Yeah, what kind of stuff you want to know? Blissful Oracle. I have a lot I can teach. I have to have the right questions. There's a lot of things. I want to start teaching, I think, the medicine wheel. Yeah, oh, that would be awesome if you come to Sedona. I know, I miss it. Oh, I know. I want you to come to ceremony. I love ceremony. That's my thing. This whole year, I hope, you know, um, if everything goes right, I can be in Sedona more. But if I can't, then I'm going to look for a space here in Colorado. Space is kind of hard in Colorado because this state has changed so much since when I lived here. And everything is big buildings and apartments, and everything's crazy. Oh, I know. It's amazing. And that's usually who comes to the ceremonies, really. It's other healers. Yeah, the medicine wheel would be great. Yeah, and so there's this really great medicine wheel in Sedona that when I get there, we can go. It's at the Stupa, which is one of my favorite places to visit ever. And it's incredible because you've got the red rocks, and then you've got the medicine wheel, and then you've got the stupa, and it's all this ancient prayer energy. And you go there, one person, and you come out another. Oh, you've been there? Oh, you've been there, Sandra? We do a lot of ceremony there. That's one of my favorite places to go. And there's some other really cool places that I like to go. And I'm really excited because now I have my permit, so I can take you all. Oh, hello, welcome. Is that right? I'm a little blind, sorry. How are you tonight? Where are you joining us from? We're just getting started today. I'm preparing love bundles, so if anybody like a love bundle, you can purchase one through the link in my bio. I can't get this candle to light, but and then also we're going to talk about relationships because this is the month of relationships. Everything, everywhere you go, Valentine's Day stuff, and it can be both, awesome and triggering at the same time, depending on your love life, I guess. It's really depending on self love, because that's kind of the whole message that I've been given lately is everything that has to do with your life is really about your self love and how much you are really giving yourself love and care and being kind and compassionate to self, because oftentimes it's very easy to be kind and compassionate to others, specifically maybe your pet, but it's harder for ourselves when we're not in a good loving place with ourselves. It's really hard to be in a good loving place with anybody. Oh, you're in Cali? Nice. Oh, thank you, the decorations. My friend, she's in Greece, and we do YouTube videos together, and she's always like, every time I see your room, it's different. It's like, yeah. I used to have a wellness center years ago, and every time people would come into the wellness center, they'd say, it looks different. So that's something about me. It'll get used to it for a little while and it'll be different. I don't like things to be the same. So in shamanic healing, Everything that we do is about the spirits. And when we start talking about the medicine, we'll talk about directions and stuff. But everything we do has a spiritual connection. Nothing is separate from spirit. And these spirits, they can be from our past lives, our ancestors. They can be from our living conditions, our childhood. Everything is a culmination. So in the East, a lot of the teachings say, like, the reason your mind is the way it is because you were born with that mind. It's not something that is easily changed, and it takes a lot of hard work, discipline, strength, and courage to make the necessary changes to have a peaceful, loving, happy life. And so in the East and in our Native cultures as well, because for those of you who don't know, I'm Native American and Korean. And so a lot of my teachings are all about the connection to Mother Earth and to the spirits that are in and around us and that we were born with, and also the ones that we're here to change and to transmute. And a lot of times when you're a healer or you're on a healer's path, you are transmuting and transforming all the energies from not just yourself, but 7 generations forward and then 7 generations back. And this is why a healer's path is much harder. And the hardest is the path of love, because a lot of times when you're a healer, you're asked to rise above. You're asked to rise above the pettiness, the jealousy, the poverty, the whatever your path brings to you. And that's not easy. That takes a lot of willpower. It takes a lot of mind power. It takes a lot of heart power. That takes a lot of strength, courage, and energy, and focus and discipline. And so one of the tools that we work with are bundles, prayer bundles. And so today we're doing love bundles. That's what I was called to do for this month, to help people with their love. So whether it's self-love, self-healing, whether it's you're wanting to attract a new love, or you are in a relationship that's stagnant and you need to sweeten the love. And these are bundles that will help you with that. And they're infused with crystals, herbs, and special frequencies, as well as prayers to help you do that. And every bundle has a rose quartz heart that I stamp with that specific intention. It has ancestor money that I will place your name and birth date, and if you have a partner, on here. And then then I'll mix it here. And then you'll also get a specialized love oil to work with, and a ritual kit, a ceremony kit. So when you get the bundle, you can activate it and you can put your own prayers, your own intentions, your own energy into it. And you can sleep with these bundles, you can work with them, you can heal with them. It's just all about how you're drawn to work with them. Oh no, you're at the hospital? I hope everything's okay. We'll send lots of love and prayers over there. This full moon is pretty wacky. Well, thanks for coming in. I'm sorry about your friend, but I'm glad your friend has got you. I'm sorry. Well, I know that your friend is lucky to have you there. Thanks for joining in, though. It's good to see you. And we're sending lots of love and prayers to your friend. So the love bundle is designed to do that. And if you'd like a love bundle, you can get one through the link in my bio. And if the link in the bio is not working, you can Venmo or Cash App me. But I do need to know your full name and birth date, and if you have a significant other, their full name and birth date. But that's about the love bundles. So, and they look like that. And then you're also going to get a kit that has the elements of earth, fire, water, and air. and I'll give you the instructions and everything. Okay. So today I wanted to bring in some energies from Korea. And yeah. So this music comes from this temple I visited in Korea. Oh, I'm so glad. What do the whistles mean? We were just talking about the whistles last night in the peyote music where it goes. Yeah, it's Korean music has it too. That whistle. It's calling in spirits. Everything in indigenous culture, shamanic culture, Korean is a shamanic culture, Native American is a shamanic culture, is all about spirit. So when you have a sickness, it's a spiritual sickness. It doesn't matter what it is. It means there's something spiritual going on. And so the answer is going to be in the spirit realms. It's going to be in the spirit realms. So the music that we use, usually you'll find is going to be the drum. The drum is the heartbeat. Okay. The flute is spirit calling. Yes. The flute is also like the water. It's bringing in. So everything has also element to it. So like earth would be the drum, right? Flute would be the water. Whistle would be the air, right? And then you have the fire too. So when we're working with the whistle or the flute, you're calling in the spirits. And you know how a lot of people right now, especially, are getting they call it tinnitus or the see that music that's spirit. That's a spiritual dimension. That's a spirit world. That's the calling from the other side. There's a lot to that stuff. When you work with the whistle, though, what you can do is you can ask to call in your full power, and you can blow it, and then allow that spiritual call. They use the conch shell too. In Hawaii or even in Central America, they use this conch shell because the conch shell, and then they go to each direction. They're calling in the spirits of all the directions. And that's what we're doing with those conch shells or the whistle or the flute or the drum. We're calling in spirits and certain spirits too. And then there's songs, there's chants, there's offerings. Those are all to work with the spirit world. And, at this time, what I've been telling people is I don't care what it is, but you have to work with your spirit, your spiritual power, your spiritual destiny. Why did you come here? What are you here to do? What do you need help with? What do you need protection with? What are you struggling with? Because the spirits will help you. They will bless you when you have that connection. When you have the connection and they know you and they know what you're doing, they will help you. They will work with you. And that's why sound is so important. Another important thing with healing is light. So when you're working with the spirits, a lot of times you'll see light. Like the light in the back here is like different colors of lights. And you're writing those different dimensions, those different frequencies. So when you know how to enter in and out of dimensions and go in and out of these frequencies or these lights, then you will know how to work with these different spirits too, because there's a different frequency, a different light, a different dimension for if I'm working with lower spirits like the underworld versus if I'm working with benevolent spirits and the celestial realms, right? Because that in the celestial realms and the higher realms, we're going to hear those whistle sounds. We're going to be like, we're going to hear those sounds. In the underworld, when we're working through underworld stuff, and sometimes people will have that in their ear too, if you're a clairaudient, is like those like underground noises, like that, like our drowning sounds, like, oh, it feels like water in my ear. That's the underworld. So that means there's healing there, and you start working with this stuff. You're an ear sign. Yeah. So you probably hear it all the time if you're clairaudient. So when you hear the and all that stuff in your ear, that means you're clairaudient. That means your spirits are going to talk through the ears. Not everybody has that. Not everybody has the same gift. A lot of people are empaths, and then they don't really. I think the empaths struggle the most with their spiritual gifts because they want to see a vision or something, but it's more of a feeling. You feel it, and you're like, "Oh, I feel it. I feel it." I don't really see anything, but I feel it. And then some of us have it all, and we're just crazy. Yes, they ring. Say I knew it. Yeah, because that's why you're drawn to the whistle. You should probably get you a whistle and start working with it. A conch shell is a lot harder to work with because a conch shell is like you gotta have some lungs or something on you. So, what kind of questions do you all have? I'm getting ready. We're gonna do a light blessing here, a candle blessing. And so we'll be praying for Guiding Light's friend who's in the hospital. What if different clairs come in and out when they want to? Yeah, they do. Oh, you're hanging out listening? Oh, good. I'll bring in some. Oh, I was starting to tell you about this temple music. This temple music comes from a very famous temple in Korea. It's called Gyeongju Burgoksa, and it has the most beautiful stone grotto Buddha. And when I first saw it on the internet, I was like, I have to go there. And by chance, I was living in Korea, and it was magnificent. So I was there with a friend, and we bought one of those ancient like pipes. They're like these long pipes like that. I don't have it with me here, but so we were just walking around with this long pipe. It's a bamboo pipe. And there were these Tibetan monks outside, and they looked at us and they started pointing at us and laughing hysterically at us. And they were just pointing and laughing at these silly girls with these huge pipes. And so that's my memory of this music. Yeah. Oh, what if different clairs come? And that's how clairs work. Can you imagine if you had clairsentient, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairaugustus, clair, you'd be claired out. You'd be like in an insane asylum. And I think that happens to people. It's really sad but true that people, when they're having spiritual awakenings or spiritual powers, or they're being possessed or something, all these things are hitting them at the same time. And so it's better when you just have one at a time, because then you won't end up, in the loony bin. You won't end up having problems or getting on drugs or whatever this world will try to do to you. Because when you start having psychic gifts and premonitions and things like that, everybody will label you crazy, and you will feel crazy. How would you work with that? With the whistle? Go get a whistle. When I was a kid, I just would whistle. And it sounds funny, but I would. And then what you would do is you do a series of whistles and you sit with it. You sit with it. Like, so, and then you sit and then see what comes in. And especially if you're getting the ringing, listen. Because you're going to call in spirit and say, I'm going to call in my ancestor. Sit. And keep working with that, opening your gift. Do seeing repeating numbers mean anything? Yeah, they do. And a lot of the stuff on the internet and stuff is not right. You don't want to look at those meanings, like the angel numbers and all. That's most of that's made up stuff. When you're working with numbers, you want to go to numerology. You want to go to the real stuff, ancient stuff. You want to learn about what do these ancient numbers mean. Like for me, I study the Tono Puali, which is the Toltec calendar, and there is an in-depth course and study about numbers, the philosophy of numbers, what they mean. In Korean, I have a text too where it's all about the heavenly codes and the numbers. So whatever you're wanting to know about numbers, you go back to your traditions, your cultures. Like the Gaelic cultures have something different, Celtic cultures have something different, Druids, whatever you can find. But you want to go back to the oldest source. And if you're Christian, you can go to the Bible. The Bible has tons of information about numbers and interesting philosophies and concepts. You could go into Kabbalism, like whatever you're drawn to, but go to an ancient source because that will give you the best accurate information. And then when you learn numerology, you'll learn your numbers. What do your numbers mean? Because everybody has a name and a code for your name that's numerology based, or I forgot what they call it, gematria, something like that. But where you can figure out, and then you could do your spouse, you could do your mom, your dad, your everybody, and see your numbers. If you're a number person. But yeah, repeating numbers usually mean like pay attention. Like, so a lot of people when they're awakening, they'll say like 1111. 1111 means something's breaking down so something else can wake up. Or it can mean that you're right on time. It can mean it's a good time to meditate, to pray. Pay attention to what the numbers are and what you're doing. And then try to get to an ancient source of what those numbers actually mean. Oh, thank you, Shine Waters. I love you too. I thought I was crazy. No, you're not crazy, but the unfortunate thing is, like, especially now, everybody's turning on. It's a crazy time. And there's not a whole lot of support for that. I think that's why the internet and a lot of these prophecies that we've had for thousands and thousands of years are starting to really come true, is that the spider web is really bringing us together, and it's helping people. Because, like, say you live in the middle of nowhere and you're waking up and you're getting these awakenings and you think you're crazy, like you said, and then you go on TikTok and you see that you're not crazy. Things start making sense. You're going to have synchronicities and coincidences and things like that will lead you to the right information for your spiritual growth and development. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 almost every day for years. That could be 1, 2, 3, 4, one step at a time. It could also be 12, 34. It could also be 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. That could be 10 completion. It could mean a lot of things. We're back to 1. I would say, like, when you're seeing that number, pay attention to what it's saying. Like, oh, I just, what am I usually doing when I see that number? And what am I feeling? Is the buzzing in my ear happening? You're native too. Yeah. The thing about the native stuff right now is that we have a huge awakening around coming back to our indigenous roots and what they call reconnection, or decolonization. All those terms were not available for when I was first waking up. And I think now it's kind of cool because you're gonna wake up faster. That's what I know from this journey and my 20 years plus of doing this work, is that when you have any kind of indigenous root, which we all have an indigenous root, but when you have like European ancestry, sometimes you have to dig way farther back for it, because what happened over in Europe, colonization happened thousands of years before it happened over here. So those of us who have North American indigenous roots, we have it a little closer. You know, colonization didn't happen as long ago, and we still have remnants of it that we're piecing together, and we're bringing it back because it's time for the First Nations. You've been looking for a mentor. One I did go to just for my readings. Yeah. You know, the thing about that, because people always ask me about that, is that it comes to you when you're ready. When you're really ready to open your gift and to work with the teacher, it comes to you. You will pray for it maybe, or you don't have to pray for it. Like for me, I just, it happened. But it's something that I always wanted to know, like, why am I a certain way? And I think that's really what the question is like, what is my real gift and why am I a certain way? And how do I develop that? How do I become the fullest potential of myself? And see, on a shamanic path, it's a lot of hard work, discipline, and the most important thing is commitment. And so spirit won't bring you your real mentor and teacher until you're really ready. And you may meet that person and not be ready and run away because it's not easy. It's not easy to enter into spiritual training. Everybody wants to do it in the beginning until they understand what it is and how much time, effort, energy, commitment, and sacrifice has to go into it to become what we call the hollow bones. And when you're in the space that when you're ready, you'll fly fast. You'll go fast. When you're not ready and you meet a teacher or mentor or something, you won't fly fast. You'll back out. Your ego will get in the way. It's a lot of purification on this path. A lot of purification. Because if you're not purified, you can't heal. The spirits can't come through. They can't connect. They're going to be coming through sludge. So that's why we do the sweat lodges. We do our purifying. You have a hard time just meditating for 5 minutes a day. Yeah, exactly. So can you imagine days, days and weeks and months and sometimes years? Yeah, years. But you get there one step at a time. It's like the 1, 2, 3, 4. One step at a time. Just go 1, 1, 1. Yeah, learning how to commit. You know what commitment is? It's just surrender. It's just surrendering. When you totally drop into surrender is when you will commit. Because the hardest thing to drop when you're embarking on a spiritual healing journey is your identity. That's honestly the hardest thing to drop is your identity. Because your identity is everything you have known. And that has to go. And a lot of times what they'll call it is pride. Pride is the thing that has to go before you can step into that journey. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all because your identity as a mom or a daughter or a citizen, your identity as a job that you have, your identity, you have so many different identities. And all of those are actually masks covering your real identity, your true self, your authentic self, the person that you really are. And most people in our world are living somebody else's dream. They're living somebody else's wants, needs, and hopes for them. So mostly like your parents or whoever your primary guardians were, whatever they hoped for you, whatever they wanted, whatever their unfulfilled desires were, whatever their relationship patterns were, all of that stuff gets put onto us, and then it covers our identity, our real authentic side, self. You have to wait for the kids to grow up to do the day's meditation. No, you need to develop like you said, a 5-minute practice. Most moms that I work with, 5 minutes, that's about what they can handle. If that, especially, when you have little kids. Little kids, you're lucky to get a minute. Pride and ego, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Ego death. You're dying. You're gonna die. That's what we call the shamanic death. And that's part of the awakening process or the purification process. And that's why the first thing you do is purify, because when you have that identity, the spirits can't work with you. You can't have spiritual power. You can't. Because when you think you know the way and you think you're better and you're smarter and you're faster and you're in that competitive ego, I want to be on the top and I don't care who I squash, and me, or selfishness and greed, spirits don't work with you. Not the good spirits. They don't work with those people. And because they don't like that. They don't like that. Spirit, when you're on a shamanic path and you're going to be a healer and you want to have spiritual power and you want to help other people and you want to see how far your gift can go and you want to do ceremony and you want to really get in there, then all that has to go. And you go through this whole journey of how that goes. And it's hard. And the last part of it is full commitment. It's the full commitment ceremony. When you let all of it go. We have a ceremony for that. You drop it. And when you come out, you're totally transformed. You're in a total transformation. That's when you have power. That's when, like, you emerge out of the cocoon as a butterfly and then you go serve the world. You go help people. But it doesn't come easily. That's why the butterfly journey is so symbolic, because all of that I just talked about is, you can't even explain it, because it's a complete death of yourself and who you thought you were and who you're not. And all the mom, dad stuff, grandma, grandpa, all of it. It's a big undertaking. But I don't know. There's so much reward with it too. But it's not for everybody. Most people are not ever going to embark on that journey. Most of the world is numbing out. Most of the world, right now, they are watching something to numb out. They are drinking something to numb out. They are smoking something to numb out. They are doing something to avoid their emotions, their feelings, their thoughts, their real truth. Because most people are living in an inauthentic self. So that's a little bit about the shamanic journey. Such an uplifting conversation. Sorry. All right, so I have our candle here prepared. Truth ringing. It's ringing. It's ringing. This is mineral water, by the way. The same thing about the work I do is it's not for most people. Because when we get in there, the tip of the eye, Nicole would know. Ask Nicole about what I do. Because it's a very it's like an onion. We're stripping, taking everything one layer at a time. And some people are on the fast track and some people are on the slow track. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. By the way, Rachel, I finally saw your Instagram and you were an amazing artist. Oh my gosh. Wow. Aww. Oh yeah, come in and out as you please. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Rachel. But if you haven't seen Rachel's Instagram, check it out. She's an amazing artist. She draws faces like. I'm like, wow, she's a writer and an artist. You almost just left and then you heard me. Okay, you can go now. Just kidding. She's like, wait a minute, That's awesome. I, you just think I'm a writer. Oh, I know you're a writer. It just hasn't come out yet. I just discovered you're an artist too, but wow, that was amazing. And does that mean you have to stop smoking the weeds? Depends on what weeds you're smoking. I'm just kidding. Maybe you see me as a writer in the future. Maybe, I don't know. You're really good with words. I think if you just sat down, you know, after your kids are grown and stuff, you'll find out. Yeah. You know, there's not really anything about quitting something because, you know, weed is it's a medicine. Maybe the type you're smoking. I know a lot of people that do it, but what I was taught about that stuff is that you have to do it with intention and purpose and ceremony. It's not to be abused or used to numb out, or you know, you could get addicted, because when people are into cannabis, what they're really feeling is the love of the mother, and that's why you smoke cannabis. When you smoke tobacco, you're feeling the love of the father, the masculine. Yeah, you do with meditation. Yeah, do with meditation, as long as you're not overly doing it and abusing and having hard times, because a lot of times, you know, that stuff can get us down a dark hole too. I don't think there's really anything right or wrong about using plant medicine. It's just how you use it. Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna do our candle blessing, and then I'm gonna do the bundle. And if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Alright, so before I light this, I don't know if Guiding Light's still here with her friend, but we're gonna pray for her friend in the hospital. And these are little Valentine's Day candles I found. And as I light the candle, I invite you to think about your own life, your own heart, your own healing with relationships, what you would like to see happen in your relationships, relationship to self, to others, to partner, all that good stuff. Okay, so as I light it, we're going to take a moment and just connect to the power of the fire. So breathing in and out, focusing on the flame, focusing on your heart, clearing any and all doubt, worry, shame, guilt, feelings of illness or sickness, and just breathing in and out with the power of the flame as we invoke the Great Spirit, the Great Grandmother, the spirits for each and every single person in this live, and those who will watch later. And we ask the spirits and the ancestors to bless our path, to show us the way forward, to give us spiritual power, courage, strength, happiness, joy, and help us to open our hearts to serve the world. Breathing in and out, focusing on your heart, and just breathing. All right. So there's our candle. Alrighty. We have anxiety. Oh, you lost your vision. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, that's really common with healers to lose your vision. It's kind of cruel and unusual, but a lot of healers lose their vision, and it's because you're there to awaken your inner sight by losing your outer sight. You ever notice like a lot of the greatest psychics and clairvoyants are blind? Candle just made a noise. And that's why most of the greatest prophets and seers have vision problems. Sandra, you and your husband both have the same middle name? That's interesting. All right, Sandra, we're going to do your love bundle now. Oh, you miss driving? I bet. I used to know an amazing woman. She was a wolf healer. They called her Healing Wolf. And she had this medicine lodge. It was with wolves. She worked with wolves. She was called she was given the name Healing Wolf because when she was a child, I think she was like 9 or 7, something like that, she was found in the forest healing a wolf. And that's how she got her name. Her father gave her that name. And she grew up to have this incredible property on Apache land, on Geronimo's land. And she did incredible stuff there. And she lost her sight. And we talked a lot about that topic, that, the reason you lose your sight as a healer, or a lot of healers, myself included, we have terrible sight, is because we're supposed to develop our inner sight, not our outer sight. And so a lot of times spirit will give us inner sight, but take away our outer sight. Your vision was super bad at age 9. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. I hope your friend feels better. And after you leave the hospital, make sure you do a good cleanse. Okay. Like if you can, a spiritual bath, or at least, some smudging. There's a really good smudge. It's copal, bay leaf, coffee grounds, and a little sage. And you put it on a charcoal, and you go through your whole house and your whole everything, and just clean everything off. Because, hospitals are one of the hardest places to be. And if you're sensitive, a lot of times, stuff will stick to you. And that's why a lot of times people go to the hospital and they feel worse. But, then you got to go there to feel better too. So it's like a double-edged sword. But just after, just give yourself a nice cleanse and clear. Yeah. Brush yourself off. Don't forget. Because a lot of times when we don't, we regret it later, and we're like, oh, we should have did something. So copal, coffee beans, bay leaf, sage. Yeah, you got it. And do that and go through your whole house. That's a good spiritual cleanse for your house. But it's a good one for you. It's a little bit stronger than just sage. That bay leaf will clear it out. The coffee beans, everything will clear it out, so that you can get all that stuff off you. Think about like all the stuff that's at a hospital, in the air, in the energy, in the everything. Yeah, on a charcoal. Go through your whole house too, Nicole. Clear it all out, because it's good to do at this time of year, just in general. Alrighty, I'm gonna do Sandra's love bundle now. Got everything here prepared. Camera, I'm trying to get a good angle here. Let's see. Sorry, I think it might have went out. Did it go out? What happened? What happened to the camera? Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Oh. Why did it miss connection? Okay, TikTok, sorry, something's going on here. No. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to jump off and jump on again because something's going on with this thing. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. My connection went wonky. I don't know. I'm trying not to touch that cord again. All right, Sandra, are you back yet? Sorry, everybody. My connection lost and I couldn't get it back. So I had to drop off and jump on again. Oh, you back, Sandra? Okay, we're going to do your love bundle now. I guess we needed a refresh before we could do it. So I've got everything prepared here. I'm trying to see. No, I want to stay for some reason. Okay, there. I hope you can see. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to okay. I'm going to stamp your love first. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're asking for some love and healing. So the first energy I'm going to put in is the Chamayo healing dirt. Let me see if I can get this chunk. We're going to add some healing energy, a lot of sugar because we need to sweeten up this relationship, and cinnamon for removing the stagnation. And I'm going to put some chili to spice it up. Oh, we put a lot of spice. This relationship needs a lot of spice. I'm also feeling you need a lot of clearing of the past so that you guys can move forward together in a brand new future. Let's see what crystals will come up. Okay, so amethyst, blue agate, clear quartz, and carnelian. And so carnelian is going to help open your second chakra. It also brings in passion, your feminine energy. You got blue agate, again, for calmness, motivation, clarity, and a lot of heart clearing I'm hearing. So this bundle is going to help you with clearing your heart and calming your emotions. You gotta watch your emotions. Amethyst, you're gonna have some spiritual overcoming spiritual blockages, but also they're saying addictions. Yeah, addictions. So I don't know what these addictions are, and I'm not gonna go into those, but you know what I'm talking about. Clearing any and all former addictions or current addictions. It could even be toxic thoughts. And then I have the New Year bundle, and you were at the New Year's bundle, so we're gonna put more of that in for you. Ooh, you got an extra coin. You got some seeds. And I'm gonna do one more. Ooh, there's a bean. So we're also gonna remove and do some exorcism, removing any and all negative energies or forces or people and things that have gotten in the way of your relationship. Spending money. That's some spending money. Yesterday we were telling somebody to zip their credit card up today. So we're going to put some healing energy for the healing of your relationship. Sweetness. We want to add a lot of sweetness into your life, into your energies. You know, like we were talking about before, going on dates, doing good stuff together, having fun, getting back into the love vibration. I'm also hearing forgiveness. Forgiveness for sure is a necessary part of your journey. It's like forgiving the past, moving forward, forgiving yourself. And I guess we're just doing it all today. We got spiciness again. Putting more of that Chimayo red chili. Whoa, I'm putting a lot of that in there. So I think we need to spice it up. Spice it up. Okay, and I'm going to add clear quartz, which is going to amplify everything. Bring it on. Bring on the spice. Everything sugar and spice and everything nice, right? Wow, your bundle is going to be big. Don't lose your money this year, Sandra. Don't lose it. Let's keep it in there. Keep it in there. Okay, we're going to seal up all those energies. And then after the live, I'm going to do some more blessings on it. I'm putting an extra rich long string on yours for some reason. Like you're going to need that. I don't know. They're telling me this is something for you to, like a message, is this time is a go. So I don't know if you've tried before with this relationship or something, or you're separated or something, but they said this time's a go. You, remember how I just mentioned it's interesting you have the same middle name? That's a connection. That's a connection. Like this is not an easy relationship though. I'm gonna tell you that. You already know that. But just think that way. This time is like the best time. It's a go. It's gonna work. It's gonna heal, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna move forward this time. Yeah, you understand. Okay. And there's your bundle. It's got lots of oil in it. So I'm gonna put it in some ancestral paper and protect it as it goes into the post office. And then this is your oil. And this oil, yeah, she's beauty. Your oil, when you use it, because I'm gonna put some of the spice in it, you're gonna like that. Go like this before you use it, and focus on your relationship and bringing in the spice and the passion and the energy and all that. And you're gonna feel like heat here. And you can also do that with your heart, depending. And then before like intimacy, in times of like closeness, you can put a little bit like here, just rub a little bit of it here. It's gonna enhance. And then those oils that you order too, but this one's gonna be specific for your relationship and bring in some spice and passion and all good stuff to your beloved. And there is garnet in this one, which is for passion, commitment, and hope. Okay. So that's the energy that we're starting with. I'm also going to add in some healing, forgiveness healing, heart healing, moving on. That's like actually what it says here, moving on. Which was also the energy I was feeling, was like moving forward, moving on, healing whatever those past stuff was. Like we were talking about earlier, ego stuff, pride stuff, whatever stuff. We're going to heal that. And we're going to add in some sweetness. That sweetness. I always wonder what these smell like, because once I seal the energies, they take on a different frequency. I can't smell anything. And so when you get it, this is how you activate your oils. And just focus on your intention like that. And then you put them on. And the longer you have them, the longer they steep. They take on a new frequency, a new smell, everything. All right, so those are your bundles, and then you'll get your ceremony packet. And I'm gonna send you the how to do stuff in your email, and also your tracking after the live. Okay. Alrighty. So there's your love bundle, Sandra. Thanks for joining in and getting your love bundle. I think I'm gonna do these again over the weekend. Oh, you're welcome. You'll get yours probably by Saturday, hopefully. I'm gonna drop it in tomorrow, first thing. So hopefully they can get it to you. But the post office has been kind of slow lately, so it's hit or miss. Anyways, does anybody else have any questions? I think I'm gonna it's tomorrow Wednesday. I'm gonna try to drop in earlier on Wednesday just for a chat. And then this weekend I'm gonna do more love bundles. So if you want a love bundle, you can still order one, and then I'll do it. I have 5 more left. 5 more that need a home. So I'm gonna come on this week and see where they go. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. I had a really great time chatting with you all. And if you ever have any questions or videos that you want me to do about shamanic healing or just healing in general, just go ahead and email me. And I hope you all have a blessed night. Until we meet again, my blessings. Oh, man. April. April, did you just get in? Let me email her.